Hi GolfPass, I'm Alex Riggs, and today we're talking about how ball position influences the trajectory of the shot. Now, launch monitors are becoming a lot more affordable. I'm working with my full swing launch monitor here today, and what we're going to be looking at is just how moving ball position around will influence how the golf ball flies in terms of its launch, okay, the height of the shot, as well as the curve. So first off, if I take from a neutral standpoint, if I go from middle position and I start moving that golf ball back in my stance, I start moving it more towards that back foot. What I'm going to be influencing is the angle that the golf club comes into the golf ball on. I'm going to be hitting with a steeper attack angle, and I'll see that on my launch monitor, a more downward attack angle. I'll typically lower the flight of the shot, so I'm not going to see as high of a launch. Now, what's going to often change here as well is that the divot will get steeper, so watch for that. If I put that golf ball back in the stance, I'm going to be creating a more downward motion. I'm going to be flighting that golf ball lower, and don't be surprised if we see a slightly steeper divot. So that's a great golf shot on a windy day. If I'm looking at my full swing monitor, I can see there attack angle got to -7, which for me is going to be more on the downward side because of that back ball position. That golf ball came out launching lower. The flight really stayed low, so a tremendous shot for a slightly breezy day like today. Now, if I want to see exactly the opposite, I want to work with more of a forward ball position, moving that golf ball up towards my front foot. In the same way that we talked about the back ball position making the attack angle steeper, making the launch lower, we're now going to see that attack angle is going to become a lot more neutral. Okay, so my attack angle went from 7 degrees on that back ball position. We'll see what happens when it moves more forward. But I can certainly expect to see that golf ball go a lot higher into the air. So again, ball position is quite forward for me from what neutral would feel like, and we'll give this a go. Well, those are night and day, okay? Now, in terms of application, that golf ball flight would be ideal if I was trying to get that golf ball to stop to a front pin location. Now, working with my attack angle, the attack angle shifted to -3. So from -7, 7 degrees down when that ball was back in the stance, to only 3 degrees down when that golf ball was more forward, that attack angle difference is going to influence the loft that I have with the delivery. So instead of me delivering this 7-iron and taking all the loft away from it with that ball back in the stance, lowering the flight, that stinger flight that we all love to hit on a windy day, when we move it more forward, we deliver more neutral loft. We create a slightly more sweeping strike, and we get that golf ball launching a lot higher. So in terms of feedback, I can look at those two divots and see that they're totally opposite. When that ball was back in the stance, I took a big mean divot, sent that dirt flying down range, where when that golf ball was more forward, I was able to clip the golf ball off the turf more and launch it high into the sky. So again, thinking of use cases on a windy day, moving that ball back a little bit, knocking down that attack angle, flighting it lower, versus on a nice calm day trying to get to a front pin, moving that ball more forward, clipping it off the turf, sending it as high as you can. So make sure that you practice manipulating ball position. I want golfers to make sure that they have ownership over their ball striking anywhere between their stance. Practice moving ball position around, practice changing your trajectory, and you will be a more evolved player.